My name is Tim Burns. I am currently the technical director here at the Tennessee Theatre, a position that I've been fortunate enough to have for the past 43 years. My dad was actually a projectionist, 1929 until 2001, so I was born in a projection booth, almost. Learning the theater history here in Knoxville. Around 1905, 1906, a lot of little smaller Nickelodeons or storefront theaters started popping up. There were theaters all up and down Gay Street. They built the Bijou in 1909, strictly a vaudeville house, but early motion pictures became a thing, so in 1912 is when they actually installed a projection booth in the Bijou. The Queen Theatre, 1914, it was one of the first theaters that was really a movie house. Getting into the late teens, the studios, they wanted to make going to the movies a classier thing, and the studios started building the larger theaters to make going to the movies a very special occasion. The first movie palace in Knoxville was the Riviera in December of 1920. Here at the Tennessee Theatre, it was built as a movie palace in 1928. The Riviera and the Tennessee were the two big theaters. You dressed up to come to the movies. Some of the other theaters like the Strand, it was a little more, you didn't have to dress up as much to go to the Strand or the Roxy. Several years ago, a lady said, when a fella asks you out on a date and he's going to take you to the Bijou, that was just a casual date, said, but if he invited you to go to the Tennessee, watch out, that boy was serious. In the early days of movie exhibition, people wanted a little something extra than just watch movies, so there was some vaudeville style acts. Of course, the Mighty Wurlitzer was here. By the time the talkies came in, movies sang and they talked, so by mid-1929, the studios quickly realized that they could do away with the live entertainment. The first world premiere here was So This Is Love, which is the Grace Moore story. That was in 1953. 1963 is when they did All the Way Home. And then the third world premiere that we've held here at the Tennessee was The Fool Killer. Theaters started to expand out, built the Pike there in Bearden, and then the Tower there in Fountain City. In 1967, the Capri 70, the only Cinerama house here in this area, so it was a pretty big deal. Capri 70 is a wonderful theater, by the way. It was my dad's favorite. That screen was 72 feet wide by 35 feet high for a 70 millimeter Cinerama picture. Just to watch anything in Cinerama on that big screen was just an incredible experience. And there were a few premieres, of course, most memorable. 1970, we had the premiere of A Walk in the Spring Rain. Ingrid Bergman was here for the premiere. Drive-ins, of course, drive-ins started becoming the thing in the late 40s, actually, and enjoy the movie from the comfort of your car. We had 3 drive-ins in the metro area opened up in 1948. 1950, there was the Sunset opened up on Clinton Highway, capacity for 1,100 cars, so it was, in fact, a big drive-in. 1980 is when was a year a lot of them closed up. Between 80, 82, the only drive-in we still have operating, and it's the Parkway. 1972, that Westtown Mall was built. When Westtown Mall opened up, downtown really lost its status as being the retail center for the region. They built the Westtown Theatre. People weren't having to come downtown to see the movies. These great movie palaces were starting to be white elephants. It's expensive to run one of these big buildings, and that's when the adult films arrived at the Bijou. They changed the name to the Bijou Art Theatre. The city and the county were constantly raiding them for obscene material. They didn't pay their city taxes. The Bijou closed in 1975. The owners of the Bijou wanted to go ahead and tear the Bijou down and just make that whole Gay Street frontage a parking lot. There was fundraising drive, let's save this, and community saying we've got to save these theaters, and successfully saved it from literally the wrecking ball. In 1963, mechanical equipment at the Riviera caught fire, and it burnt the roof. All that fell into the auditorium. Riviera reopened in January of 1964. The Riviera closed in 1976, which left only the Tennessee in operation. The Tennessee was still limping along. The theater closed in early November of 1977. James A. Dick Broadcasting, basically saving the theater from being gutted. Those of us here at the Tennessee, this is where we like to point out that the Tennessee is alive and well, enjoying the best years of its life. We've gotten great support from Regal, financially and technically. They donated a digital cinema projector so that we can continue to still show movies here at the Tennessee. Everybody that works here will tell you that I love to do the movies. I'll always be here for the movie. Movies are a very important part of our programming, and it's because it's our heritage.